Surprisingly to me, some of you guys have actually requested this quite a bit, which is how do I edit my YouTube videos, how to speed up editing time, upload time, how to make things look better, what type of equipment to use, audio especially important, how to do everything with a super small budget. So tip number one, and this is, please understand this is straight facts that I'm giving you right here. Idea over quality. Camera quality, post-production quality means very, very, very little, next to nothing compared to what the idea of the video is, what the concept of the video is. And I've proved this on different channels, on tutorials, on Pro Athlete. I've filmed stuff with iPhones, I've filmed stuff where audio's out of sync. All of that has still been able to get hundreds of thousands of views. Just go look at the top video on my channel for some really good proof of that. What's going on, everybody? Let's talk about how to get 2,000 real targeted followers. So it's really the idea, the concept that is the most by far 99% what matters when it comes to your YouTube videos. So I've used a Canon 5D Mark III, I've used a Canon 80D, I've used a Sony a7R III, and I've used iPhones and GoPros. And so out of all those, the one that my setup that I've currently gone to, because I find it to be the most efficient and effective for filming my YouTube videos, is my iPhone 11. It allows me to film faster, saves me time, which makes me more money, and ultimately just is not a hassle at all. Just very easy. Just set it up on the tripod, hit record. One thing that I've learned to do is I have my iPhone, which is what I'm filming on, which does a decent job with audio. Not the best, but it does enough of a good job to definitely work for YouTube videos. Now, I'm a little ways away from it, so I'll actually switch this right here to the iPhone audio, and you can kind of hear the difference from the other microphone that I'm about to jump into right now. But iPhone, in a pinch, can absolutely work audio-wise, but what I typically do is use my iPhone audio as a backup audio in case one of my other audio sources fails. Then I still have some audio there that's usable, and I don't have to go all the way back and refilm the video. The audio quality is just a little bit lesser than it would have been. The second audio backup that I have in place is right here on my computer. For most of my videos, almost all of them, I'm doing a screen recording on my computer and doing stuff on my computer. I have the audio selected so that when I'm recording the screen, it's also picking up my audio through the computer microphone. And then the final, most crispy audio is this guy right here, which is the Zoom H4n Pro. These work amazing. If there was someone sitting just right over here, I could just set this right here and it would be able to pick both of us up really well and have really good audio. And then it also gives you two different options for lapel mics, these guys right here. So I've got this right here, which is an XLR microphone, XLR lapel mic, but then it also has this right here where you can have just like a 3.5mm lapel mic and plug it in right there, and that can work really well. I come up here and I just search for QUICKTIME. Every Apple computer comes with QUICKTIME. And then if you click on File, New Screen Recording, right here it'll give you different options: capture entire screen, capture selected window, capture selected portion, record entire screen, record selected portion. So I usually do record entire screen. Occasionally I'll do a selected portion, which if you just go like that, that's what that looks like. You can drag and adjust. But record entire screen options, I make sure that I have built-in microphone selected so that I get an extra audio backup off of my computer, which I mean, in this case, since my computer's closer to me, the computer audio would most likely be even better than the iPhone audio. So this would be my first backup audio in this case. So now let's assume that I'm done filming the video. I've got the iPhone footage, I've got this audio, and then I've got a screen recording here on my computer. So I just want to bring that all into one folder on my computer to stay organized. So the way I'm going to do that on my iPhone 11, I'm just going to airdrop that to my computer. Out of this, I'll grab the memory card, plug it into my little USB-C dongle that Apple makes us get because they removed all the ports. And then I just plug that in transfer that, drop that into a folder. I make sure that I name the folder whatever video I'm making, just important to stay organized. Now the editing software that I use is Adobe Premiere Pro. I've just been using it for years now. I buy their suite, so I get Illustrator, Premiere Pro, Photoshop, just all of them. So whatever I need to use, I can. But it is a little bit pricey if you do that. It's like 60 or 70 bucks a month. So if you want to go cheaper and save some money, iMovie can work great. The only thing is the only thing I don't like about iMovie is you can't stack on top of each other, create a bunch of different rows, tracks, whatever they're called. But you know, besides that, iMovie can work great for you. Now what I do is I take my iPhone footage, because whichever one you drop in first, that's what it's going to format to. Now I take my audio and I throw that on the audio track below, slide that over a little bit, and then I grab my screen recording. And so there's the screen recording. I'm going to drop that audio track down a little bit. All right, so now what I do that I've got all my different tracks in here, I just line stuff up. And then for the shots where it's a screen recording and you want to make like a little box of you on top of the screen recording, the way that I do that, we'll do that right here. So I like to scissor cut the main track, the main video, slide that on top of the screen recording, and then I come over here into the effects for this clip, and the scale, you'll see it's set to 100. I'm gonna change that to 35. What size you want to shrink your box down to, that's up to you. I usually do like 30 or 35. And then the screen recording, as you can see, that doesn't look very good. We've got the black bars over here and all that. So I'm gonna click on screen recording, same thing, scale right here. I'm just gonna scale it up. And then if you wanna drag the video of you down to like the bottom right corner or something, you just change the position right here and just drag it on down there. If you really wanna have some animated text and you don't wanna actually go learn how to do the animating and learn that whole skill, then here's a shortcut that you can use to get some animated text, and which looks really good on videos. So here's an example of some animated text right here. Just, it's got some motion to it, it moves around, does some cool stuff. So if you want to find a bunch of those, what you could do is go to Google, or even do it on YouTube. It would work well on YouTube, but search for MOGRT animated text files, and then just find people that have some that you can download. It'll download into a zip file like this. Just double click the zip file, and then it'll open up a new folder, jump into that folder, and then find your text inside of there. So right here we've got the text titles and then the different MOGRT files. I don't know however you say that. Then just come back over here into Premiere Pro, find your essential graphics panel. It might be placed somewhere different if you have your panel set up differently inside of Premiere Pro. But find your essential graphics panel, and then you can just drag the files over into your essential graphics panel. Like that, give it a drop. It'll take a second to install, and then drag it over onto your timeline. And then if I click play, you'll see that we've got that simple animated text right there, which adds a lot to a video. It honestly makes it look really nice. And then here's another really cool trick that I do to save myself a lot of time when I'm editing. So you know how like people will, if you want to zoom in on the screen recording, you've got to go in and select keyframes, and it's kind of long, takes time, very time consuming to do that if you really want to zoom into certain spots on your screen recording. And especially if you're doing that a lot throughout the video, and especially if the video is long, like that can really add up to quite a bit of time just keyframing stuff. And so anyways, what I do, and this will depend on the device that you're working on, but on the MacBook here, for example, like if I come over here to this page, the trackpad allows me to zoom in and out, or swipe through screens, stuff like that, with just pinching the mouse and sliding back and forth. At this point, I would export the video, and then I would upload that to YouTube. Just go youtube.com/upload, and then I can just drag and drop the video right here. So here's an example of that. I'll just drop this video here. And then this right here is where you title, prep, tag, all that good stuff to get ready to publish your video. Now, one more tip right here. The description box, as you can see, already has a bunch of text inputted, and this is kind of like a format, a default text format that I have placed in here. If you come over here into your left column inside of your YouTube Creator Studio, and if you just click on settings down here, and then click on upload defaults, this is where you can choose your upload default. So every time I upload a video, all that's sitting in the description. The visibility options automatically set to private. If you want to auto place tags right there, you can. My tags change for every video, so the only one I leave there consistently is just the channel name. And then you've got your advanced settings and your monetization settings that you can also set.